How you doing? This is the team-based matchmaker slash ladder. These are the rules. It's very simple. Think of it like a machine. Alright, so new accounts start at the bottom, right? We have a ladder. No one's in it. There's a first person who creates an account. He gets first place, right? There's only one, and then another guy comes by and he gets second, right? If there's 1,000 people in the ladder, someone comes along and creates a new account, he's placed in 1,000 in first place, and so on and so forth. A brand new account gets put at the bottom of the ladder. Yep, the first person to create the account gets first spot, gets first place. Okay, so next rule: public ladder viewable and updatable 24/7. So I'm imagining a website where you can refresh the page and it always shows the updated ladder ranked from first to 1,000th place and so on. So public ladder viewable and updatable, right? So we just have a list of all the participants displayed in the order of their rank. First at the top, 40 millionth at the bottom, or 1,000th or whatever. Okay. As you view this list, avoid his teammate and or opponent slots. Viewable by all. So you can look at the list, and there's two check boxes. One's for avoid his teammate, and one is for avoid his opponent. Those people will, as the needle's going back and forth, it will just kick you out. If you can't be on my team, it won't even try, right? It's like you don't even exist. But you can be put on my opponent's team if I don't click that right. And also, next to the two check boxes, or a number beside each checkbox, would be how many people avoided you as teammate and how many people avoided you as opponent. So what I'm thinking about, something like this: checkbox 23, right? And here's the other checkbox, and this is like 10, right? And you can check these, and this number shows how many people have avoided you, right? So that's what the ladder looks like. It's a giant list of people with the ranked in order with these two check boxes and these two numbers. Okay? If you defeat a champ, you become the champ, right? We talked about this. If fifth place beats third, he becomes third place. Alright? So that's kind of the rules for the ladder and the list. If you're in queue for 5 minutes, you're the queue popper. Right, we talked about this. Alright, so picture a needle. We already talked about this. If you don't... I explained the needle to you, and I know it works, but if you want to try it your way, I guess if you just pulled the 30 closest people together, the next one in line would be the one for closest to the queue popper. So, yeah, I think it would work the same. The guy closest to the queue popper is the guy next in line. So what do we do with the guy in line, right? When it finds a player, right, it will put that player on whichever team has the fewest players. That's important because say the queue popper had a team of 3, right? So automatically the next 3 people that it finds are automatically going on this team, right? And let's say it's finding another person, and that person has 2 on his team, and he qualifies. Well, both of them are going to, it's finding this guy. So let's just go with this. When it finds a player, it will put that player on whichever team has the fewest players, like I just described. If they both have the same amount of players, it will calculate which team would have the lesser score if it was put on that team. So say this guy comes in and he's grouped up and it's his turn to see which team he goes on. Well, would this team have the lesser score if he was put there, or would this team have the lesser score? It checks for that, and then it puts him and his group mate onto whichever team would have the lesser score. And it just keeps doing that until... That's why I think you may need to pull from a bigger pool of 30, right? The pool can be 100, right? And this algorithm would still work. And finally, groups, if a player qualifies for a team, he brings his whole group with them, right? Like I just described. So this is where we had the misunderstanding. I know it works with the needle, but if you don't like this, the next person in line, I think you would have to get a bigger pool than 30 because some of them may not qualify. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.